All right, guys, welcome to another live with me, Fahd Dawood. We talk about Dubai real estate, specifically speaking, and sometimes we talk about life as well. What I do is I will be more than happy to take any of your questions that you have. Welcome to everybody who's joined. Hina Akil, Fatouche, and 5 others who've joined live. I can't see some of the other names, but I am very grateful. Everybody who's joined. Okay, Maher Aboud. Fatouche, Fahd scammed me. Oh, I hope I did not scam you. Okay, guys, listen. Let me just tell you what are some of the things that we're going to be doing today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming up with a few investor stories that I would consider them to be success stories. So I don't want to do them from the most recent stories. I want to do them from all the way back to 2010 and before, and then come up to the latest ones. Or maybe we start with the latest ones. And then if you guys have any questions, then I'm happy for you to ask me any questions that you might have right over here live. And I'm going to answer, whether you're an investor or a agent or an end user. Okay, so anything with regards to Dubai real estate, you ask me and I'll be more than happy and I'll be more than answering. Okay, so let's start with a few success stories. Okay, let's start with 2021. I want to talk about this gentleman who came and wanted to work with us, me and my team of advisors, and they had actually bought about 5 to 6 properties in the Dubai market. Okay, they've already bought 5 to 6 properties in the Dubai market. Unfortunately, they weren't getting the full benefit or the full range of advice from different people. So what they ended up doing is they asked me and they said, look, would you be in a position to help us gain the full advantage? Means to be able to actually benefit from our investments in the Dubai market. So we followed our regular process, brought them on as VIP clients, and then we did our strategy session, we did our planning, and then we went into the market. One of the things with this particular investor I clearly remember was they were in a big hurry. They really wanted to actually invest immediately. They didn't want to spend a lot of time understanding the market, so on and so forth. So me and my team were continuously under a lot of pressure, to the extent we then identified a good property by a premium developer, but it was direct from the developer, and the developer was actually asking for I think about 1.65 million for a 1 bedroom. Okay, now we shared this detail with the gentleman and he ended up telling us that, yes, I agree with this, I want to buy this immediately. And this kind of like, this is fine. A lot of investors, they end up trusting us, they end up wanting us to make decisions for them, but I, personally speaking, was not very comfortable pulling the trigger on this 1.65 million 1 bedroom in that particular tower. It was very close to Dubai Mall. It was in downtown. So a lot of things actually working in our favor, but I was not very, very comfortable starting with this investment. So I told this investor, look, just wait a moment. Let my team actually do some due diligence, because at that time in 2021, the per square foot price on this particular building was about 2,400 that we were buying direct from the developer. Whereas from the resale market or the downtown prices, I think we're around 2,300, so on and so forth. So there was already 100 square foot difference. So what I ended up doing is I put my team to work and dig a little deeper. We spent about 2 days. We got another apartment, same building, at 1.45, and this gave me some indication that we might be able to pick up a great deal. So I told my investor, just wait a little bit longer. And what we ended up doing is we ended up buying something in the end for 1.2 million. Okay, that same property today is in the market, can easily be sold for about 2 million. So we brought this property at 1.2 million in 2021. That property, well, some would say and argue that that property could sell for about 2.23 million or 2.2 million. I would say that we could easily sell it for 2.2 million. Okay, welcome everybody else who's joining. Karthi Smile, Amir, Samir, Quest, Manzar, Imad Khan, Sahaj, Roy, Sahaj. Guys, if you've got questions, please shoot them across and I'll be more than happy to take them, whether on YouTube or Instagram. All right. So this is one success story. Let me share another success story, and this is from again 2021. And this was a gentleman who signed up with me during the pandemic, and he really wanted to work with us, but he wasn't sure if he was going to be investing at the end of the day in Dubai or somewhere internationally, some of the other GCC countries. Anyways, it turns up he comes to Dubai. We've done the complete planning, and we're looking at various options to invest. I got to say, this gentleman is very astute, very well versed with not just the money markets, but also understanding investments in real estate. So I learned a lot from him, as much as he might have learned about the Dubai real estate market. In a situation like this, we almost become facilitators, helping them only, guiding them only. We're not making decisions for investors who are net worth of 100 to 500 million dollars. We're guiding them, facilitating them, helping them to come to a decision that makes sense for them. And I remember we looked at a lot. Okay, this gentleman, he started with an initial investment bid of about 5 million dirhams. That's what he wanted to invest, get a golden visa, so on and so forth. And then we looked at a lot. We looked at properties in the 6 million dirham range. We looked at properties that were, we looked at commercial offices. We looked at villas. And this guy, this gentleman, he had a very, very accurate, astute eye. We ended up zeroing in on a brand new villa in Jumeirah Golf Estates. Okay. We ended up buying an amazing villa for about, I think the asking was about 30 million approximately, which we ended up getting for 26.8, or I think the asking was 28 or something like that. We ended up actually pulling the price and negotiating with the developer. We brought out all the tricks that we could use to negotiate with the developer. I think we got it down to we brought the price down by 1.8 or 1.2 million. We ended up doing that. That villa today, so you can check it out on Property Finder. It's in Hillside. That villa today will sell for about 47 million dirhams. So this gentleman bought this villa in 2021 for about 28 million in total, including Dubai Land Department registration fees. But today, if he was to try to resell it, he could resell it 20 million dirhams more, give or take a few, right? So that's another success story. Let's go back to 2017, 18, pre-pandemic time, okay? This was a time when one of our companies, I used to work with another company called Keller Williams, and one of our projects was called the 8 on the Palm Jumeirah, and this was rather a slow market. And my investor, they came in and they picked up an apartment. But here's the beauty, and you guys have to understand this. Sometimes you're only concerned about money as you're investing. Don't forget that when you're investing into a property, sometimes it's money that you might be able to get off the table in your favor. Sometimes it's the terms that you might be able to get. So maybe you get a long-term payment plan. Sometimes you might be able to walk away with other perks. He walked away from this investment. It was on the Palm Jumeirah, the 8, on a 2-bedroom. He walked away with 100,000 dirhams worth of furniture, and not one, because the standard for a 2-bed in Dubai, generally speaking, is 1 parking. He got 2 parking spots. Now, that extra parking spot is worth about 200 to 300,000 dirhams on the Palm Jumeirah. If you add up all the construction costs, understand that parking gets built down in the basement, so on and so forth. That extra parking is almost about 300,000 dirhams plus 100,000 dirhams. I don't even know how much the property is worth right now. I haven't checked, but I know it would be worth a lot more, at least about 35-45% on the market. But more than the 35-45%, he walked away with an amazing deal, which is 100,000 dirhams in furniture and at least a 300,000 dirhams worth of extra parking spot, right? There's another story I want to share with you from 2017. Again, I was working with a European client, and we were looking at investment opportunities across Dubai. The thing with him, with this gentleman, is he would fly into Dubai for a couple of days, then fly out. But because he was engaged with me on a VIP basis, I was always willing and ready to give my time to him. And obviously, why not? Yeah, it's completely understandable to do that, right? Now, the main thing that I wanted to actually understand from this gentleman was what he wanted to do, why he wanted to invest, and we went on with a lot of things with regards to he actually wanted to invest first for his family. We went through the process. A couple of months later, rather, we ended up deciding that it's going to be a pure investment. It's not going to be something that he's going to be living in with his family, because he wasn't actually going to ever really move to Dubai. And since 2007, we're in 2023, he's never really moved to Dubai. So it would have been actually a fallacy and a wrong move to invest to live in, because we would have ended up buying a bigger place. We ended up buying in in Jumeirah Village Circle, in a very good boutique hotel suites, which rents, to be honest with you, very, very well. It gives them like a 7 to 8% return net year on year. It's like a boutique hotel suite, but the service charges aren't very high. He nets about 7 to 8% net, which is amazing value, so to speak. Excuse me, guys. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Yes, please. So let's come back to now. I want to take you all the way back, because see, yes, I truly believe that a lot of people who end up investing in the Dubai market sometimes don't make money, but that's because they're actually not going through the process correctly. Okay, we're back. Okay. So guys, sometimes people end up not making money because they don't go through the process correctly. If you go through the process, there is no reason that you shouldn't make a good investment and your investment shouldn't work out. Okay, I want to take you back to 2010. I met a gentleman in 2013. I knew the person. I hadn't sold him this Arabian Ranches villa, but he approached me and he said, "Oh, my Fahd, like his Arabian Ranches villa is not appreciated that much. He's really like regretting buying it in 2010. This is in 2014 when I met him, and he said, like, should I just sell it and buy something else that might appreciate more?" And I pointed out to him one thing, like, what happened? What's going on with this villa? Is it rented out? He's like, no, he's living in it, right? And I said to him, look, be grateful. I didn't say it in these many words, but I said, be grateful that you're living in your villa, because landlords in Dubai are becoming a little bit more difficult as every day passes by. Not your landlord, hopefully, but in Dubai, in the UAE, it's always good to have your own property so that you don't have to get under stress with regards to the renewal when it comes up every year. So, right, okay, so I've got some questions, right? Raw Realty, what do you exactly mean by the process? Can you please elaborate? Suleiman Salida joined. I'm going to explain this to you guys. Ahmed, welcome. Waji99, Rise with Parth, welcome. Okay, I'll explain the process to you, okay? Guys, a lot of people come into the real estate market thinking about a couple of things. They want to invest some money. So they've got, like, let's say $100,000, $1 million, $10 million, and they just want to deploy it. And they want to invest it. And then they've got a few things in their mind, whether they've learned this from the real estate market that they're coming from, or from their misconception or their concept of what they believe the Dubai market to be. Okay, so generally speaking, it'll be like they come into the market and they're like, yeah, I want to buy something that's in a prime location. Okay, I want to buy this, and this is my budget, and these are the number of bedrooms. And I would say, okay, fine, no problem. The process entails not just taking those 3 or 4 things to the market as a plan. The process entails, first, being an expert in your industry. You, as the realtor, should be that expert, okay? If you're an investor, you should be working with an expert, somebody who brings value to the table of advice that's valuable, number 1. Number 2, You've heard this adage, if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. You've got to create a very strong, deep, strategic plan on how you're going to deploy or invest in the Dubai market. That could be one bedroom, or it could be 10 doors, 10 apartments, or it could be a mansion. Regardless of what you're looking at, it could be a house that you're buying for yourself, or it could be an investment that you're trying to generate capital appreciation and rental income from. Regardless, that strategy needs to be put on paper. Then you go into the market to execute. Now, when you go into the market to execute, this is what we do. We establish a criteria or a strategy for our clients. That could be 5 points. When we go into the market, the properties we select, we will always look at the properties based on the criteria that we've identified in the plan. We will actually then look at the property and evaluate and value it. We've got a FDG value matrix, which is 26 points via which we look at the property. We will do the due diligence on the developer. We will then do the complete qualifying or disqualifying of that property, right? You do round 1 with 3 properties, round 2 with a couple of properties more, round 3 with a couple of properties, and a clear picture starts emerging, not just for yourself, but for the investor as well, to be able to then pull the trigger and say, look, this one's making sense, this one's not making sense. And then you go into negotiation, making sure you're getting the right deal and handover and then property management and so on and so forth. Okay. So that, I call it the perfect real estate framework that we've actually developed. And I've been using that since 2016 and in a very more organized way since the last couple of years. Okay, so more questions. Samir Borbaraz, FD Global mentioned that new people can join who have no knowledge and you're going to teach and make them know and work with them. How should one approach? Okay, welcome. Iyas Kamal, welcome. Solida. Okay, sound advice. Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Look, Samir, here's the deal, okay? New people can join, but new people to real estate can join, but there are a few prerequisites, right? So either you have to have a driving, forget the driving license, okay? You should know Dubai decently well. You should perhaps got real estate experience from other countries. Perhaps you should be in a related industry. Perhaps you should be really ambitious and you really, really, really want to join real estate and you've done a lot of homework. Like, I'm not going to say that people who have no experience in real estate don't join us, but these people have done a lot of homework on their own, like not just my videos, but other videos they've been seeing for a long time, and then they come and then they want to apply, and they impress us in the interview, they qualify and they come through and we give them an opportunity, right? How you should approach, there is a link in the Instagram channel. You should apply over there and then the team looks at it. Don't feel dejected. Don't feel put down if they don't call you, if they don't approach you and they don't tell you that you've qualified now to come in work with us. Listen, things happen, right? If we're not a good fit for you now, maybe we'll be a good fit a couple of months later. Obviously, we're not perfect either. Azimuddin Siddiqui, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. We're not perfect either. We might miss your CV. Maybe you're like a diamond in the rough and we miss it out. Apply again and just, sometimes be a little persistent. And look, don't feel sad. Maybe we're not a good fit now. Maybe we'll be a good fit later. Also, don't feel bad if you don't start with us. I'll tell you something. When I was so some of you might know this, like I've been in real estate since 2005 in Canada. That's where I really, really started getting in tune in real estate. I did my first report. But since 2007, 2008, I was a mini partner in a company in real estate in Dubai where we made our first investments. Okay, those investments didn't go down very well. So I went back into the job market, so on and so forth. And I took a little bit of a breather. But 2013, when I was going full-time into real estate and not just treat it like a part-time job, part-time role, I interviewed with a couple of companies. One of these companies, I don't want to name them. I have a lot of respect for them. One of my friends was working there. They, I was willing to work at no salary. I was willing to go and really make it. But they had a very hardcore, not a hardcore, but a very core team of about 6 to 7 agents. They were very picky about who they brought in. Even though I had a friend who was connected with them and recommended me, they still were taking too long a time to actually hire me. So I went and joined somebody else who my father introduced me to, and it worked out better for me. So guys, listen, we're not the only game in town. There's other people as well. So if we don't end up hiring you, don't feel sad, right? Maybe we're not the best fit right now, and maybe we'll be a better fit later. Just like same thing happened to me, right? One company didn't bring me on board, another company did. The idea is for you to develop yourself and grow yourself, and you will be okay, all right? Let's take some questions that I have. If you've got any questions, guys, we'll be ending this shortly. But if you've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer, right? So let's tell me a little bit more about this online questions that I have. I have a question over here by RN Mortgages by Anil Mystery, okay? So Anil, can I call you that, Anil? Anil asks, hey, amazing video and thanks for this video. I'm not sure which video you're referring to, but okay, thank you very much for appreciating the video. And then you asked to confirm, are there two SPAs that need to be signed, one in English and one in Arabic? No. Generally speaking, there are not two SPAs that you need to sign. You need to actually sign one SPA. That SPA has 2 or 3 copies. One copy generally goes to the developer. One copy is supposed to come back to you, and I believe one copy used to go to the land department. I think now the land department doesn't need copies because we're going paperless, right? So I think it's only 2 copies. That 2 copies within it has Arabic and English within it, so you don't really have to sign 2, right? Separate ones. It has English and Arabic in it, okay? Zhao Z1, top advice for beginners in November. Beginners of what? Are you looking to invest in real estate, or are you coming in to apply for as a realtor, right? So you're coming in the November. Look, it doesn't really matter if you're coming in November or any month. The top advice that I would give you is make sure you find a mentor on day one and learn from that mentor, okay? And then focus yourself as well to learning a lot, as much as possible. Like, if you're coming new into the Dubai market, do not say no to any work that comes your way, because every single piece of work is going to actually bring you up and help you train yourself and get better and better and better. So if you're coming in and there's an opportunity to do a rental, say yes. If you're coming in, there's an opportunity to do a sales, say yes. If you're coming in and you've got an opportunity to do a viewing for another senior person, say yes, right? It is kind of difficult. I've done this myself. I did viewings for my senior mentor, and I gotta say, I wasn't very happy about doing a viewing. But when I look back now, I learned a lot from those viewings, because I ended up selling in those commercial towers at that time, because you learn on the viewing, you learn, right? So don't just sit in the office thinking, hey, I'm so important, why should I go and help out? No, help your mentor out. How do you find how do new people find a mentor? Look, ideally speaking, the company you join should have senior people. And I'm going to give you like some advice on how to find a mentor in the company. That's the ideal place, is to work with a mentor in the same company where you're working with, okay? Or serve a mentor or get mentorship from a mentor, okay? This is not a paid relationship, okay, guys? Generally speaking, it's not a paid relationship. You're actually kind of like their assistant, and you're doing work for them that frees them up, that makes them like you, okay? Now, I'm not talking about getting them coffee and stuff like that. It's essentially speaking, if they've got a viewing to go to, you tell them like, look, can I come on the viewing with you? I'll drive you. So let's say they've got to go to a viewing in downtown. They've got to go to a viewing somewhere where there's no valet, and you've got a car. You're like, hey, can I drive you there? And if you don't mind, and first of all, you're going to drop them off. Secondly, parking sometimes a little bit challenging in Dubai, but then you're going to tell them like, okay, secondly, if I take you there and I manage to find parking, is it okay? And I come into the apartment or the plot or the villa or the mansion and shadow you when you're showing the people around? Boom, right? Who would say no to that, right, Sangha? If somebody was going to drive you home to learn from you how to use camera equipment, you were like, okay, I'll teach you, right? This is the trick I learned from one of my mentors who wanted time from somebody very senior scholar. And he said, I will drive you. And I think that senior scholar already had a driver, but he said, I'll drive you. And that senior scholar said, yes, you can drive me, but you are not allowed to talk to me or ask me any questions. But humans are humans. If you do this, even for the senior most scholar, and you give like day after day, you give them 10 days of your time or 10 hours of your days, at some stage, they're going to allow you to ask a question. So this is how you find a mentor. You go there in your company, find somebody nice. Like, guys, if you ask me, like, what are the qualities of a mentor? Like, use some common sense. Is he a good person? Does he like teaching you? Some mentors are very selfish. Some people are very selfish. They don't like to share knowledge for whatever reason. So leave them be. Say good luck to them and say, I wish you all the best, and say goodbye to them, right? So is this person nice, helpful, has some real estate knowledge? Can you do some work for them? Can you drive them around? Can you do their listings for them? All of these things, that's it. Just go with this and you'll be okay, right? That's how you find a mentor. Okay, guys, any other questions over here? I'll be happy to answer. If not, then thank you very much for everybody who's joined in on the live today. Guys, listen, if you guys miss out here, just send us a question on the comment section in YouTube or Instagram. And most of the time, actually almost 100% of the time, my team and myself will take those questions up and we'll answer them for you. All right, guys? So thank you very much for everybody who showed up to this live. I want to say goodbye to you. There is a link below. If you want to buy a property and want serious advice from our advisors, just click the link, fill up the form. We can work together. There is the ability you can actually... you should click the like, subscribe, and bell tower. Click the like, subscribe, and bell icon. I was actually reading somebody's end. And obviously, put a comment in the comment section. 1 minute. There's a question here. The structure of Creek Tower has been redesigned. What are the chances the prices will appreciate more once the tower is ready? What are your thoughts? There's two parts, Rao Realty Dubai, that you've asked. The structure of Creek Tower is being redesigned. So I didn't know about this. This is the first time I'm hearing. Okay, fair enough. Dubai, Emar, generally they know what they're doing. So if they're redesigning it, great. Okay, sounds good. What are the chances that price will appreciate more once that tower is ready? So the price will appreciate once the tower is ready is a no-brainer, because Dubai being Dubai is going to attract a lot of people, tourists and otherwise, to that area. It's going to be a spectacle. They'll probably have a fireworks show on New Year's Eve, shopping, cultural, nice time kind of thing. People want to live in that area. So of course it will have a positive impact on prices. Once it's ready, the ideal situation would be you get into that area and invest earlier before that. All right, guys. Okay, that's it for now. We'll see you on the other side. Questions, put them in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.